Hey, it's Jeff 650 Cycle, and I'm doing a motorcycle ride video today, out here living my best life. My destination today is Oscoda. That is where I'm going to spend a couple days this weekend. It's supposed to be crappy weather out, raining. So I thought, why not take the long way up there today and do a ride video? I've decided that I'm going to do some ride videos this summer. So at some point I will be doing some other ride videos. Today's ride is going to be following the Oscoda River between Mayo and Oscoda. You can pick up the ride at Grayling and stay on River Road and come across, but it's a little bit further out of my way since I'm going to end up in Oscoda anyways. So just this particular ride really is probably I'm going to have to say prettier and follows the river a little closer than what coming in from Grayling does. But if you're on I-75, Grayling might be your jumping off point to do this ride. So I have a couple of rides planned. I'm going to make a playlist. I'm going to put my Pine River Road ride in there. It's already done. I hadn't really thought about doing this type of thing. But that's a pretty good video for the type of thing that I want to do. So if you haven't watched that one, go check it out. Another one that I know that I'm going to get to this summer is I'm going to run up and do the Mackinaw Bridge. I'll go south to north, north to south. And the Mackinaw Bridge is, in case you don't know, is the bridge that connects Michigan's Lower Peninsula with Michigan's Upper Peninsula. It's a 5-mile suspension bridge, and it can be unnerving depending on the day. There's one guarantee when you're crossing the Mackinaw Bridge, it's going to be windy. But we'll get to all of that when I do that video. I think that one's going to be a really good one though. On the south side of Mayo, and once we get into Mayo, we'll cross the river and then we'll start our journey down River Road. A little history, I grew up in the Mayo Fairview area, and I worked at the canoe place on the river when I was in high school. The road that I'm taking that takes us to Oscoda, I was stationed in Oscoda at Wart Smith Air Force Base, and I would take this road that we're going to be on today. I would bring it back on the weekends when I'd come home. All right, coming over this next hill, we get a good shot. Is this the hill? It's been so long since I lived up here that sometimes I forget where I'm at on the road and forget which road to go to take to get to such and such a place. But yes, this is the one. When we crest this hill, you can see it's the Oscoda Valley, and the town of Mayo sits a little bit up off of it. But it'd be perfect if that truck wasn't in the way. But beautiful trees up in, or beautiful clouds up in the sky. We can see all the way down through there. We see all the businesses. Mayo is a very, very small town. They didn't have a McDonald's up until a little over 20 years ago, maybe around 20 years ago. The whole county, with 3 cities or 3 towns in it, has about 10 to 12,000 people, and Mayo is the county seat, so the sheriff's office is here and the courthouse and things like that. My buddy who is the cop says that when you come to Mayo on vacation, you leave on probation. At least a lot of the people that he deals with, I'm sure. Sometimes things change, and it depends on how long it's been since I've been up here. And sometimes you'll see big changes, sometimes you see little changes. Yeah, I need to get out of this particular. Oh, that's why it's blue collar, because there's a blue collar clothing company up here now. right there. It used to be McCormick's General Store years and years ago. And they still got the Rite Aid and Ace Hardware, State Farm, Miles Saloon. I wonder if Gary still owns that. If you take that road and take it right there and head east, that one will run along the south side of the AuSable River, but it's not paved all the way. It comes out actually north of Glenny, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it's south of Glenny. Anyways, there's a bridge on the river that it crosses. The bridge is called 4001. It's just a Forest Service road. So you can take that one and get all the way through, but it's not paved, so we're not taking that one. Not in the Harley. Ah, there's Hinchman Acres. That's the canoe place I used to work at when I was a wee lad. We work all morning putting canoes in down here, and we did go down and pick them up at the other end. Cummins Flats is about a 2.5-hour float. Something we do in Michigan. We float down the river. And then McKinley was 4 to 6, depending on how much beer you had. All right, we are. It says McKinley Road, but boy, I swung that really wide. Yikes. Bikes ahead. What kind of bikes? This is part of the Huron National Forest. So there's lots of Huron National Foresty things to do in this area. Lots of wildlife. Obviously, we can see that it rained just recently here. Lots of pine trees. There is a bird called the Kirtland's warbler, and they love these pine trees, and the DNR will come in and do controlled burns, supposedly controlled burns. I remember when I was growing up, some of them weren't very controlled. But they'll burn an area off because there needs to be new growth for these birds. Lots of camping opportunities along this route as well. I'm glad the rain has passed. Now, it's been a long time since I've been on this road, and I will say that it's not been on a bike. So I'm going to take it easy on these curves. It is better to come into a curve too slow and accelerate through it than to come in too fast and have to correct. There's a rest stop up here. There's a lot of little trails off on the right between this road and the river. If you were on like a dual sport or something, you could explore those trails. There's scenic overlooks. I'm probably not going to stop at a whole bunch of them. I'll kind of point them out. One thing about food in this area, if you're hungry, eat in Mayo before you leave, because there's not a lot on the way down through here. Mayo Pizza Shop was always the best pizza around. Don't know if it still is. I don't think that I've eaten there. Maybe once since I moved. So this is a really nice overlook. You can see right over the river is way down like in a valley. So it's kind of a cool overlook. Not gonna stop, but stop and look for birds. Yeah, it's the river is there's a big bank that you got to climb down to get to the river. Lots of wildlife in this area. Wouldn't surprise me if we see a deer or two. There's all the little woodland creatures, foxes and coyotes and things like that. And there are bear in this area, black bear. So I've lived up here for a lot of years, and I think I only ever saw maybe 2 bear, wild bear. They redid some of this, that's right. It used to be up here, used to cut to the right, and they changed it so that it just goes to the left. You can take that road right there all the way down to the river. My dad knows all the fishing spots on this river. That's his passion. Mine's motorcycles, his is fishing. So Yeah, right there's the swoop. And I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think you can still get all the way through. So you wouldn't have to take this particular route. You could take that route and get through. I'm not, but you could. It rained just recently coming down through here. It's a nice easy road, follows the river pretty good. Like I said, there's between here and Oscoda, I think there's 2 towns that we'll go through. McKinley, which is a very small town, and at times McKinley is closed down in the winter because like they have a gas station and a restaurant, but what'll happen is somebody will come by it and try to make a go of it, and so it'll be there for a couple years, and then they go out of business and it won't be there for a couple years. So not knowing, I would not ever plan on getting any supplies in McKinley just because of that. There's a bridge there. You know what? I think I might stop at the McKinley Bridge. I might go through Cummins Flats area too, just to show you. Cummins Flats is a landing, a boat launch area, and it's coming up here soon, I believe. They kind of changed a bunch of stuff since I was a youth. Yeah, this is the boat launch area. I'm gonna go take a cruise through here just so you can kind of see the river, because you probably don't believe me. We crossed the bridge back there. We crossed over the Oscoda River. I wonder what those young men are doing out here. Wow, they even paved this. I think last time I was down here, it was still a dirt path into it. Again, this is, oh yeah, there's the dirt. This is not part of the road. This is an actual boat launch where if you launch in Mayo that we just came through at that bridge, and if you, at a good leisurely float, it's about 2.5 hours down to here. Oh, there's a new Bronco. And there's the river, there's the Oscoda. There's some people that were out enjoying the river. I have a feeling it would be a little bit chilly today. It's been unseasonably cold. I don't know if I can get through there or not. I don't really want to ride through the dirt or the mud. Thanks. How's the water today? Seems like it'd be a little cold. It hasn't been very warm spring.
Yeah. It's a little chilly, but as long as you don't get down, you're fine.
Yeah. Well, good deal. The landing is essentially the same, but they've redid all of this since I used to work at the canoe place. You get a good holiday weekend, this place is packed. At least when I was a kid. I don't know if people still do that or not. Yeah, it's been unseasonably cool in this area, so I can't imagine that river. It's very refreshing in the summertime, in July and August. I can't imagine it being very refreshing today. This particular road does not really like go anywhere. It's not like a major road to go anywhere. If you turn there, that comes into Fairview. I think it's like 5-6 miles up there. Comes into Fairview, another small town in Oscoda County. But yeah, you can see the river really good there. A lot of houses on the river. They're like vacation homes and that type of thing. It's kind of a destination area for a lot of people. Like they've had, like people have owned these houses for years and years and years, and family houses, and that's what a lot of them are. Not a lot of, I want to say it's a lot of seasonal, but there are a few year-round residents up in this area. That's a pretty nice shack. Wow. I don't even think that's on the river. Might be, but yeah, the river's right there. I was thinking the river was over a little bit further. There's a nice sign, 30-mile-an-hour curves up there. That's what makes this road fun. On a motorcycle. Yeah, I don't know if that was a 30-mile-an-hour curve. Glad I didn't have to climb that all the way to the top. Glad they decided to cut part of that hill off. I shouldn't complain. If you've watched my other ride videos, you hear me say the part of Michigan that I live in is long, straight, flat stretches of road, and this is anything but. Is it Tennessee fun? No, but for Michigan, it's a pretty good road. And again, it follows the river. If you're into fishing and stuff, there's a lot of fish to be caught out there, I'm sure. You can take that way, and that way bypasses McKinley. If you don't want to go to McKinley, you can take that route, but I kind of want to go through McKinley. Ooh, another section of 30-mile-an-hour curves. I didn't get below 55 on that last section. These curves haven't changed, and I know that they're not particularly sharp. So I'm not too concerned with them. This one right here has a little more than the others, but we can handle it. I'd say 50 on that one. We're just going at it at a leisurely pace today. We're not wringing anything out. McKinley's not too much further up here. I don't count the curves, but you kind of know the curves. Speed limit's 35. This is coming into McKinley, the very edge of McKinley. And I say it has been a long time since I've been down through here. I'm gonna go down to the bridge and just kind of get off and check the river out on both sides. Nice old square body. Well, a nice Michigan square body, which means it's rusted out in all the right spots. There's the gas station that may or may not have gas. And may or may not have food. Is that the gas station? I don't think that's the gas station. Both of those places on the corner used to be like food places. You could get food there, but it didn't look like anybody was serving any kind of food today. So I'm gonna do a U-ey right here, and then we'll go look. I jumped off this bridge a couple times. Super hot. July, August day. You see the river down there. The landing is just down there. Got nice paved aprons. That's nice. Ugh. Yeah, it was a super hot, super hot summer day, and my buddy Jason and I were down here working. And they come picked us up at the end of the day, or told us it was time to come in. And we were like, we're gonna go swimming, and they're like, no, you can't. You got to get back up to the office. And we're like, we're gonna stop and jump off this bridge. So we did. That is the mighty Asable. You don't know what's down there. That's the danger in it. You can't see into the water. I'm guessing it was somewhere in here we jumped off. Swam back to that side. Not a lot of traffic on this road. See the pylons down there from what probably used to be a bridge. And the canoe landing is just up beyond those trees. It's got a good current to it. There's a lot of ORV trails, as you can see. Motorcycles, quads. Looks like maybe UTVs now too. I didn't know if the trails were opened up to that. Don't know if you can see it, but my bike is absolutely filthy. I just have not had time to wash it. I was going to wash it the other day and it started raining. So it's one of those things. Not a lot of traffic on this road. The south road connects just down there. Remember I said you could take the road all the way across on the south side of the river, and it connects down there. It is a lot of dirt road, so that's where these UTVs and stuff really like riding. Oh, there's the gas station. Wow, it's been a while since that place was open. $1.83. And it was probably 20 cents higher than Mayo at the time. A lot of resort vacationing type cabins. This is a beautiful sweeping curve. I remember this one well. Oh yeah. If only they could all be like that. That made me smile. That made me smile a great deal. Yeah, this is where that road comes out. If you just go straight, you can bypass McKinley. It's the Beltway, if you so choose. So it did look like maybe there was food available at that corner restaurant. Those people probably know the area better than I do at this time. That was another pretty good curve. No, on this section, I think the river's a little bit further away. Up until McKinley, the river's like just over, I don't want to say a stone's throw, but it's pretty close. And I think right here, the river's quite a bit further away. Somebody didn't make the curve. I'm bits and pieces of this road are coming back. It's honestly been a really long time since I've ridden this road in anything, and I don't think I've maybe ever done it on a bike. Yeah, oh no. I did it one year on my 79 KZ in the spring. I took this out and went to Huron. So, but that's been over 10 years. It's been a long time since I've had that bike. This particular T in the road, if I go left, I will go to Huron and M65, and then if I go right, I go down to Plenty. I don't know why they put a stop sign there. There's never any traffic. I can honestly say that there's probably never been a traffic jam there. This is very wildernessy, desolate. If you want to get away from people, this is a good spot to go. Not that you won't see people in this area, but not a lot of people. This is the second car since McKinley. It is, like I said, it is the Huron National Forest, so there are camping opportunities, things like that. Foresty type things to do. Look at that sky today. Man, that is pretty. Can't see it through my windshield. I keep forgetting to clean the bugs off at the gas station. It is pretty though, wow. Oh, High Banks Overlook. You know what? We might pass the 4001 bridge. Not sure. There's lots of those scenic overlooks. We've passed a few of them. I don't really like riding the bike down dirt roads or paths like that, so I'm gonna pass. But if you're looking for a nice 2-lane road, can't beat this. You know what? I think this is where 4001 crosses. Yeah, this is the 4001 bridge. Let me ride down there. It's Federal Route 4001. And that's just the name of the bridge. It just doesn't really have a name other than that. So if you take this road, you can take this all the way to Mile and run the south side of the river. The river goes this way underneath it. So you can ride this all the way to Mile, but I do believe it used to be that it wasn't all paved, and I don't believe that once you get up around that corner, I think it's still not paved. ORV traffic on the road. There's the mighty Osabo. The boat launch is down there. It's pretty out there. I keep checking my mirrors like somebody's behind me. Maybe a bear. I'm not going in there. I'm just going to turn around. I just want to see that bridge. I was trying to remember where it came out. Like I said, this used to be a lot more familiar. And I couldn't remember exactly where this bridge crossed. So that's kind of cool. If I'm not mistaken, that was a really good spot to stop and pee on my way back. Coming from Oscoda, it'd stop at the 7-Eleven and get like a big gulp or something. And it'd be gone long before you got to this point, and it would have worked its way through. So there was a little cutout right there where you could stop and get rid of some of that 32-ounce Mountain Dew that you just finished off in 15 minutes. Oh, to be young again, right? There is a series of dams on this river, and they all used to be hydroelectric dams. I think they've all been decommissioned, I think. I know the one in Mile has, but they've all been, that's what powered the area. It was the river. I don't know why we got away from that. It seemed to make a lot of sense, but I'm sure somebody has a better idea. See, this isn't the natural color of those poles. They put them up, and it's like a galvanized pole, so it has kind of a silvery color, gray, and then they patina to that color. Alcona Park. Oh yeah, this is see how big that is? That's they call that the backwaters. It's behind a dam. This is Alcona Park, but I don't remember what dam this is behind. It might be the Alcona Dam. I'm not sure. Or it might be, gosh, I can't remember the name of that one. Ooh. All right, I'm gonna have to capture myself here. Where am I? I think I gotta go that way. I'm gonna run down this way. Yes! I need to go that way. But just because this is so scenic, I'm gonna run down here. So at the Alcona Park, you can see that big lake looking thing, and that's actually the Oscoda River. It is the water that is behind the dam. And I'm gonna say it's the Alcona Dam. And this is, I'm gonna get down here and turn around because I actually need to go the other way. I'm honestly not sure if I've ever even been down here. I know I have it on a bike. I know I didn't used to run this way when I would come home on the weekends. Because there's nothing down here. It crosses. You can cross over and go into some other area, but I don't even know where the dam is. I see some fixturing up there. So there we go. There's a dam. All right. We're gonna go up and turn around on the other side. We're gonna roll this one. This is the Alcona Dam. So that lake looking thing behind this area is because of the dam right here. And that's all hydroelectric powering the area. Yeah, you could turn right here and go to the Alcona Dam. I'm not though. I just wanted to see it. I don't know if I've ever even seen it, so that's kind of cool. A chipmunk. So there's some destinations, like a lot of people visit the lighthouses in Michigan. There's a lot of them because there's 4 Great Lakes that touch Michigan. So there's a lot of them, and people like to go see all of them. They like to check them off their list, and you could do the same thing with dams on rivers. There's a good chance I was down there when I was a wee lad fishing with the old man. It's a pretty fun road down there. I might have to go ride that someday, going the other way. See where it comes out. There's a lot of debris on the road out here. Oh, look at this big hill. We're going to make a charge. I forgot about this corner. I forgot that there was a corner here. Yeah, Glennie, straight ahead. McKinley, that way. Got a little kayak and rental business going on there. So this is where we actually drive away from the river for a little bit. We get up to Glennie, we hang a right, and eventually we reconnect with the river. But I don't think that we're in any conjunction. We're not running parallel, we're not a stone's throw, we're actually riding away from it at this point. Wow, they butchered those trees. Holy cow. Considering I don't know this curve, and there's been a lot of debris on the road, we're gonna slow our roll. Look at that boat. Wow. Yeah, I don't know why this is not looking familiar to me, but it's not. I know I'm going the right way, but it's just not looking familiar. A couple nice curves in there. Maybe I do remember those. I think this is like the outskirts of Glenny. I think we're coming up to the actual town pretty close, but I could be wrong. It's been so long since I've been on this road. Oh, I remember riding past this. I remember that little shed right there and ponds on either side of it. There's a lot of marshy, low bog area associated with the river. Wouldn't be surprised if I seen a turtle. Yeah, Glenny, the heart of the Huron National Forest. Down to half a tank. Oh, coming into Glenny, coming in hot. It sneaks up on you. See, this is, I believe this is 65 out here, and which is a main road that goes from 23 all the way up to 33. Might go farther than that, but Glenny has a post office, and it's a, oh, there's a Rogers. I have a Rogers in my town. Oh, there's a Sasquatch. There's a Dollar General. All these little towns have a Dollar General. Can't be without that. So a destination for them. It always amazed me there's this marina like out here. I personally don't know of any lakes. There's a... But they do have enough dams with I guess they call them ponds or backwaters or whatever you want to call it, the water that builds up behind the dam, that is a lake that they use. There is a dam coming up right around this corner. 5 Channels Dam is what this one is. That's what the sign said anyways. It's kind of cool. You know what? We're going to come in the other way. It's a little more scenic. I think you can get right down there. See that road right there? Oh, I could take that whole road. I'm not going to take it today. That's 5 Channels. They got a nice bypass. If I had taken the bypass back there, you get down there a little closer. It says Loud Dam Road. That's 5 Channels. I'm pretty sure Loud Dam is up the road. I don't know. Somebody can probably tell me better than I can. Oscoda River Road Scenic Byway. What a better way to ride. What a better name for a road. There's a lumberman's monument down here. The Oscoda River played a big part in the lumbering industry in the early days of it. That was a horrible turn. It's made. Yeah, if you stop here, there's Lumberman's Monument, and the river is just down there. And at this point, I think it's pretty much a lake. Things like that. There was a fire come through here. I don't know when, but I would say a few years ago, based on the undergrowth, how it's not quite come back. I don't know what year it was, but that burned. Pretty obviously. Tawas, 14 miles that way. That's where I'm going to end up tonight. These curves on this road are big sweepers like this. There's nothing tight and technical on it, but it's still better than the long, straight, flat stretches of roads where I live. There are some pretty good straight stretches, but we are on the south side of the Oscoda right now. When we crossed back there by 5 Channels Bridge, we were crossing the river, and we're on the south side of it right now. This road comes into Oscoda, and I'm going to take it right into the park that is Cook Dam. There's a dam right there. Never been down there. Not going to today either. I'm going to come into the park, the beach area on Lake Huron. So if you've never seen Lake Huron, you'll get to see Lake Huron today too. Okay, my butt's getting a little sore. It was a little bit after 2 when I left. It's like 4:30 now, so I've essentially been on this thing. I stopped in Rose City to pee. I stopped at McKinley to get off and see the bridge. And those are the only 2 stops I've made. Just under half a tank of gas. We have gone 132 miles. You know what? I got a long straight stretch with a hill and a tailwind. I just didn't want the whole scene to have the Ford Edge in it. So where this comes out in Oscoda, there's a Dairy Queen, which I love, but they just sell ice cream. One thing I really like at Dairy Queen is the flamethrower burgers. But up at the other end of town, across from the old air base, they have a place called the Party and Food Center. And they still serve the same style food that they did when I was in the Air Force here. That was a long time ago. That was probably one of my first experiences with a club sandwich. My Friday nights up here are always Party and Food Center nights. That way out there is the backwaters of, I believe that one's Loud Dam. I could be wrong. This is where Old Orchard Park is, down at the base of this hill. And then we start getting into more, Old Orchard Park, see? We start getting into more inhabited areas. Yeah, Oscoda, Asabo. I believe that is a township park. It's a really pretty ride. There's a lot of pine trees and oak trees, which don't lend themselves to color very well. Oak trees just kind of turn brown and pine trees never turn. So it's not like this is a great fall route. Boy, the park's empty. Usually that place is packed. Like this, a little bit more like this. This is kind of empty too. I'm wondering, I know it's early in the season and a lot of schools have just let out, but I'm really wondering if the price of gas is going to affect, I'm sure it will affect people this summer, but a tank of gas on a truck like that's $140. A tank of gas on this is $20. This is the Dam store. I'll get back to my my dating story in a moment. This is the Dam store. I'm not cursing when I say that. It truthfully is the Dam store, because there's a dam right there. This is Desi's. I've heard this is a great place to eat, but I have not eaten there. One of these weekends, I'm going to get out here to Desi's and eat. There are some other really good places in Oscoda to eat. The road gets a little bit more curvy. It starts following the river a little bit more, so it's a little more fun. There's a lot of little places along here, like there's Whirlpool River access. There's some kind of whirlpool in there. This is long, straight, boring stuff here. It comes up by the high school. We lived on this end of town, so this was a lot easier for us to travel this direction when we left. The year after I got out, we were here for a year on this end of town. So, wow, that does not look nice over there. I'm going to be riding right down that way. Hopefully that's gone by the time I head down there. What time is it? It's 5 o'clock. I got an hour and a half to get to Tawas. Well, the reason I'm up here is because I teach motorcycle safety class through the IRISA, which is in Tawas, and that's kind of what got me coming back to this area, was that particular thing. We have a range out on an old abandoned airfield, and that's where we do our classes usually. This year we decided to do a double, which is 2 groups of people So we have 24 students Friday night for class, and then we split them up for the weekend because we can only have 12 on the range at a time with 2 coaches. So some will do it tomorrow morning, some will do it tomorrow afternoon. So that's what brought me up here, and this weekend that's why I have to go back to Tawas. Otherwise I would just be staying in Oscoda. Wouldn't even bother with going back to Tawas. That is not looking good over there at all. There used to be a pool stick. That used to be a pool stick factory. When I was working after I got out of the service, I was kind of looking for different jobs and went there. If you turn here, you can go down to the river. We're going to cross the river in a minute. The Hilltop Bar and Grill, awesome place to eat. It's either going to be that or Wiltsy's tomorrow night. This is the Asabo right here, and we're going to come out into Oscoda here pretty soon in just a moment, and I'll run down to that beach area. Now, yeah, there's a big subdivision over in that area, and I used to live over in there. We were renting the year that I got out of the Air Force. And like I said, looking for jobs. I was working down in Tawas. I wanted something closer, so I was looking for places around here. And that pool stick factory, you can actually see Lake Huron from here. Down there past that pavilion looking thing. I think yeah, that's a turn only. I have never gone across from this way, so there's the DQ. Best place to get ice cream. Oh, Mahine. Edelweiss Tavern, that was there when I was in the Air Force. Give you a little clue, I was up here between 88 and 91. A lifetime ago. I always figured when the airbase closed down, this place would become a ghost town, but it didn't. It's a big touristy area, so they get a lot of tourism. A lot of the places have closed, but a lot of them, like the Edelweiss Tavern and the DQ, are still open. It's cold. I like that shot right there, the American flag flying over Lake Huron. That's a pretty cool shot. Four-way stop. This is Lake Huron. If you've never seen Lake Huron, you can no longer say that. Look how dark it is down there, and it's kind of blowing this way. I'm gonna go out and get my sandwich. I'll just ride down through here. Oh, they got a skate park sitting right there. The kids come down and smoke dope. That pier's pretty cool. There's some I don't think I'd be laying on the beach today. It's not warm enough. It was never warm. We used to come down here and try to hang out on the beach, and when I was in the Air Force, and it was always cold. Could never swim. Lake Huron, it's a good place to cool off on a hot day. Not exactly a nice place to swim, I didn't think. I wonder if they still got that merry-go-round down here. We were, a different set of friends my wife and I were down here with, and they had a merry-go-round, and we got my wife on it, and him and I spun that thing. And she came off. First she came, stretched her arms all the way out, went around about 3/4 of a turn, and then she came off of it. I think we were married at that point, so It still didn't make her happy. I think she was rethinking the decision to marry me at that point. There's a sweet vet behind me. I saw one down in Midland today. A newer one, not like that, a newer one even. And it looks like they created it to look like a supercar, as they should have. This is the town of Oscoda. That was the beach at Lake Huron. I will go down, and when I check into the motel that I'm staying in is right on the Oscoda River, right before it empties into Lake Huron. So we'll see where the river actually empties into Lake Huron. Hey, they got Rogers here. I have a Rogers in my town. And they have a Dollar General. They have to have a Dollar General. It is a requirement. Every little town has a Dollar General. I seen a meme where they were talking about landing on Mars, and there was a Dollar General there already. I thought that was pretty funny. Sportster. They didn't have those when I lived here, so. And then they got Family Dollar right here. It's owned by the same company. Like that? Like that little switcheroo? From a hard left to a hard right. Trying not to switch lanes. Oh, this is a good one. Petrowski's Irish Pub. This was open when I was up here too. I never went to them, but I had guys that were talking about it. I wasn't old enough to get into them when I lived up here. But we always found it funny that it was a Petrowski, which is a Polish name, owned the Irish Pub. Oh, wow. Need to fix that road there, Oscoda County. This is not Oscoda County. What is this? It's not Osable. What is the county this is in? I don't even remember. Is it Iosco? I think it's Iosco. I'm sure you're all just dying to know. Not much has changed up on this end of town. The old airbase is a service depot for Coletta Airlines. Coletta is a freight transporting airline business. Owned by famous drag racer Connie Coletta. Here we're coming up on Wiltsey's. This was where my wife and I had our first date. It's kind of some kind of brew pub thing going on, but it's a good place to eat still. Gold Wing, doesn't want to wave. Party and Food Center, my destination location for tonight. We're gonna park right by the sign too. Well, doggies. I know I'm going to look silly taking this picture. Has to be done, though. Harley in front of the Party and Food Center. This is the former Wordsmith Air Force Base. They have a little memorial thing set up here, maybe tomorrow or Sunday. If it's not raining. I like those memorial things, having been in the era, served in the military. I think that it's an important thing, and I think that So many times in these times, we forget about those things, and they're overlooked. And then the newer generation of kids, whatever they are, they're not millennials anymore. Gen Z, I don't know. I could think of some words, but they're not appropriate. So, so many times they don't know and appreciate all of that. So, when I see something like that, I appreciate the effort that was put into it to remember, because that's ultimately what's important. Is that one of my favorite things that I've seen lately is the past isn't there for you to change. The past is there for you to learn from.
Well, I apologize for the abrupt ending on that video. I had planned on also riding down US 23, and I ended up coming home a different route. The weekend ended up being a little different than what I had expected, so I didn't have as much time, so took a different route home. I hope you enjoyed that video. Like I said, I'm planning on doing more of those rides, the My Ride series, I'm going to call them. Michigan is MI, those are the abbreviations for the state, so why not call it My Rides? Make sure you like this video, make sure you subscribe so you can see when the next video drops. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. Most people drop off after about 2 or 3 minutes. So it's that YouTube generation where we don't have the attention span anymore. But I hope that you enjoyed the video and watched all of it, and I hope that you'll come back and watch some more of them. My plan is to do several of them this summer, and just to give you a sense of Michigan and riding in Michigan. So, and like I said, like and subscribe, and until next time, ride safe.